All right, we're good. We're live.
We're live. Okay, so I don't know how you guys are lined up on your screens, but on my phone, it's got Brittany, Colleen, Dan, Jordan, and then me. You guys want to just go in that order as we go through this?
Sure.
Sure.
Fine with me.
All right. So number one is assume for the Guatemala, the domestic price for coffee without international trade is higher than the world price of coffee. This suggests that, and I put D, which is other countries have a comparative advantage over Guatemala, the production of coffee, and Guatemala will import coffee.
That's
Yep,
what
that's what I got.
That's what I got.
Me too. Yeah. Who's next? I don't know.
You are.
Suppose the nation of Canada forbids international trade. In Canada, you can obtain a hockey stick by trading 5 baseball bats. In other countries, you can obtain a hockey stick by trading 8 baseball bats. These facts indicate that. I put B, but I have a question mark by it.
I put A.
Yeah, I put A as well.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh. Yeah, that makes more sense. It's probably why I put a question mark by mine.
So, I mean, after reading it and seeing it, does it make sense for you now, or do you want to go through it?
Yeah, no, it makes more sense now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3, patterns of trade among nations are primarily determined by, I put C, comparative advantage.
That's what I put.
That's what I got.
Okay.
All right, number 4. After a country goes from disallowing trade in coffee with other countries to allowing trade in coffee with other, yeah. So allowing trade in coffee with other countries. I put C. The domestic price of coffee will equal the world price of coffee.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yep.
That's what I got too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 5. So based off of the price of peaches, United States is $40 a bushel. The world price is $52. So I put A, will become an exporter of peaches. I mean B. B as in boy, will become an exporter of peaches.
That's what I got.
Yes.
That's what I got.
That's what I got.
All right. So number 6. Trade enhances the economic well-being of a nation in the sense that, I put C. Trade results in an increase in total surplus.
Yep.
What I put.
Yeah. Okay, 7. The figure illustrates the market for tricycles in the country. The question is, if this country allows for free trade in tricycles, confused with this one. I put C and I have a question mark by it.
So I put A as an apple.
I don't think that's right.
I have A as well.
A as well.
A as well.
Yeah, because I think I got it backwards just when I was doing it. So, okay.
Do you want somebody to explain it a little bit of how they got it?
No, I'm slowly getting it. I think the more I look, if I spend some time actually looking at them with what's in the book, it'll make more sense. It'll take a little time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so just make sure you ask your questions because it will help. I mean, all of us as well if you don't understand.
Yeah, and I think that's why I put a question mark by what I put is because I wasn't positive, and then looking at it again, I think if both gained, it would be above the equilibrium. But yeah, my brain is getting there.
All right. Number 8. When a country allows trade and becomes an exporter of a good, which of the following is not a consequence? I put C. The losses of domestic consumers of the good exceed the gains of domestic producers of the good.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
that's what I put.
Yeah, that's what I put.
C?
C.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think that's like one of the ones I didn't actually answer. So I'm trying though.
You're doing good.
All right, number 9. With trade producer surpluses, I put A 900.
That's what I got.
I got.
Yep. All right, let's see. Number 10. Without trade, consumer surplus is, and I put B 845.
yes.
That's what I got.
What I got.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So number 11. So with trade, total surplus in the Guatemalan coffee market amounts to, and I put C, but I wasn't 100% sure on this one.
Yeah, I put C as well, but I'm not
Okay.
necessarily confident in solving that one.
This one was confusing to me. I don't know.
Did
Yeah,
anybody
don't know.
solve it and get it? Like, get it good?
I did not.
let's see.
What about you, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm just gonna see how I did it real quick. I got C as well.
I think I'm confused on how to get it.
Well, so we know with the trade, it's at the world price, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would mean that the consumer price would be A. Not in the answers, but in the graph, it would be section A, right? That would be the consumer surplus.
Right.
Right.
The producer surplus would be B, D, G, C, F, right?
Right.
Yes.
So I mean, kind of what I figured is then we just add those up because we're looking for the total surplus, right? So we're essentially adding up all those areas other than H is the only one we're not including. And if you use the formula of on a triangle, half times, and then your y-axis and x-axis, and figure out those numbers, and you add them all together. And if I did it right, that's how I got the 1870.
Let's see. I'm going to do that real quick.
Yeah, I don't understand, but math is not my friend, so.
Well, this was the part that I was trying to get down. With all these lines, you kind of have to
Mm-hmm.
it's easy on the little videos that they have because they can color code everything.
Yeah.
So on these, you're just trying to, pick out your triangles and getting the right lines in, and then trying to do the math, because, like, for example, let's do B because it's a square, from 90 to 110. So that's 20. and then you come across to, 18. So 20 times 18, right? What was that, 360? So that's worth 360. And then you just and then you go from there. But now you're doing triangles, so you have to divide it by a half.
Oh, that's right.
So you just did it, Brittany, and it's right?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
it is. By doing that, like with the triangle calculations and everything else, yeah, they would be 1,870.
Okay, cool.
I was kind of on the fence between C and D, so I wasn't really sure. So, yeah, but C is correct.
Okay.
Okay, I think with that explanation, it makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, and this is where they have a lot of these questions on the extra credit work.
Oh, really?
And I
Ugh.
mean, I was just like, way confused on some of them because they were just, asking stuff that, again, like in the book, I'm like, where is this? And some of the video and stuff didn't pertain to that. I'm like, dude, where am I supposed to learn this?
Yeah.
It's not in the
No
book or
kidding.
in a video.
Okay.
So, yeah, on these I can break down kind of the triangles and stuff, but when they start adding in,
Crazy shapes.
yeah, the other
Mhm.
shapes, and then they add in like two world prices, and then they add in
Right.
multiple quantity and multiple supplier lines. And they're like, okay, at world price number 1, what are your quantities and supplier lines and stuff? And it's like, what? Anyway.
Okay.
All right, so we're all good on 11?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
All right, number 12.
Who got 12? I'm lost.
Let's see, Brittany, you did 11, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. That was 11. Now we're 12. Okay, when the country moves from free trade to... Hold on. When the country moves from free trade to trade in a tariff, consumer surplus... this was actually the other question I didn't answer.
Yeah, so these are where it starts getting pretty confusing. So I put B
Yeah.
as in boy.
That's what I have too.
Yeah, that's what I have.
So does everybody kind of understand how to solve these, even though they take a while to solve?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, they're just a pain.
Yeah.
I think when I have a little more time later in the week, I'll be able to do it. But at the moment, not. It's going to be a
So
work in
basically,
progress.
kind of a nutshell on how I understand it is you're doing two different problems. One is, what it is at the free trade, and then the other when they go to the tariff, and then you're basically subtracting the two and figuring out what the difference is,
Oh, okay.
and what they lost. So that way you
the
can see if they lost or gained.
Okay.
So that loss and gain is between the world price and tariff line and the world price line. Okay.
Right, in that question, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. 13 says the nation of Aquilonia has decided to end its policy of not trading with the rest of the world. When it ends up trading its trade restrictions, it discovers that it is importing rice, exporting steel, and neither importing or nor exporting TVs. We can conclude that producer surplus in Aquilonia is now, and I put A, higher in the steel market, lower in the rice market, and then change in the TV market.
That's what I put.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yep.
All right, number 14. The figure below illustrates a tariff. On the graph, Q represents quality and P represents price. The deadweight loss created by the tariff is represented by the area. I put B, D plus F.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I think it is too.
Yep. All right. Number 15. Suppose the government imposes a tariff of $20 per unit relative to the free trade outcome. The imposition of the tariff, and I put C, decreases imports of the good by 600 units and increases domestic production of the good by 300 units.
Yep,
Yes.
that's what I got.
Yep.
Okay. So number 16, the amount of revenue collected by the government from the tariff is, and I put B, 400.
That's what I got.
I put A, 200. And the reason I put that is I thought the answer was in between 2 and 3 and in between 200 and 400. Those two squares.
Oh, so then it would
Yeah,
be.
that's what
That's what I
Oh.
identified
Yeah,
as the
Okay.
revenue.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Because the dead weight is the one that we just answered, those
Mhm.
dinky triangles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the government income is the middle square. I kind of got that in my head that it's the sandwich. You got your triangles on the end, and then the middle squares, whatever those are, is what the government gets because they make a perfect square.
Okay.
Because the government takes all of it, right? They don't take triangles.
Right. Yeah. How it goes. Okay. That makes sense. So A, 200.
Yeah. Okay, we're 17, right?
Yep.
Okay. The General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade was initiated in response to. For this one, I was torn between A and B. Hold on. No, I think it was A. I have a lot of notes on this one.
So I put D because I just remember something about the Great Depression. I don't know if it's right or not, but that's what I put.
Yeah, that's what I put as well.
And I put 2.
Okay.
Number 18, the infant industry argument, and I put A, is based on the belief that protecting industries when they are young will pay off later.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, 19. Which of the following arguments for trade restriction is often advanced? And I put D. Trade restrictions are sometimes necessary for national security.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, number 20. Economists view the fact that Florida grows oranges, Texas pumps oil, and California makes wine as a confirmation of the virtues of free trade.
Yes.
Yes.
What I got.
Awesome.
Hey, 100%.
Really?
Yep.
Cool. I always do it on paper and then I go back and fill in the quiz.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
easier for me to do on paper. That way I can make
Yeah, me
notes.
too.
I wish the paper would follow the quiz. It'd
Yeah.
make it a lot
Oh, I
easier.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that order, yeah.
And I'm always hopping around and checking things off.
Yeah. It makes me have to go through it like 3 times just to make sure I got the right answers.
Yep. All right, guys. Anybody got questions or anything you guys want to review?
I think if I have questions, I'll probably send an email out. But at the moment, I don't have anything, so.
All right, cool.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Yeah.